We have made it to the end of the Easter season. This coming Sunday is the 7th Sunday in the Easter season, starting with Easter Day and then the 6 subsequent Sundays, all leading to the Feast of Pentecost. And again, detangling some of this numerology, right from the gospel narratives, it says that Christ on the 40th day after he arose, that he took his disciples and those closest to him to the mount, and there he ascended into heaven. So we have that as a fixed number, a very fixed moment in time. So if we assume that the resurrection happens on Easter Day and you count forward 40 days, that means that the Ascension is always on a Thursday. Ascension, this is a principal feast in the Episcopal Church. It's one of the 7 principal feasts, and yet unfortunately it gets a little bit short shrift because it's kind of hard to get people convinced to come to church on a Thursday evening. Interestingly, here in Knoxville, one of our most important parish churches is Church of the Ascension, and they always do have a service on Ascension Day. So if you're really itching to celebrate the feast, you can always check in with our friends over on North Shore Avenue. But for the rest of us, we observe the Feast of the Ascension sort of loosely, a little bit like we do with Epiphany, which is also often on a day other than Sunday, and so we sort of transfer it. In the lectionary cycle, the Sunday after the Ascension, that 7th Sunday in the Easter season, is always this little pivot point between the Feast of the Ascension and the Feast of Pentecost. And so a lot of the themes of Ascension are reiterated, especially this idea of Jesus' promise to his disciples, I will not leave you comfortless. So Jesus already knows that he's going to be leaving the apostles long before even the crucifixion, because he knows what is to come, but he promises, but when I leave, I will not leave you comfortless. There will be another to come after and to abide with you. And so this 7th Sunday of Easter, we really celebrate and lean into that promise. So we'll be observing the Feast of the Ascension and this very picturesque image of Christ ascending into the clouds, but then also that looking forward to the Feast of Pentecost. So we'll start off with a great Ascension Day hymn, Hail the Day That Sees Him Rise, Glorious to His Native Skies. Such a powerful image there, and very typical of the kind of poetic devices that we're used to from Charles Wesley, with this really beautiful Welsh tune, Lawn Fair. Very strong, majestic tune and a very strong, majestic image that we're singing about. And then the collect that follows right after that, which references both the Ascension and that promise to not leave us comfortless. And so then, of course, we'll have another reading from the Acts of the Apostles, where we are hearing more of the stories of the early church, as well as the last little bit of Jesus' high priestly prayer from the final discourse, that long passage from John that recounts the words that Jesus shared at the Last Supper. And again, those things that are leading right into the arrival of the Holy Spirit on Pentecost. One of the Psalms that is traditionally associated with the Feast of the Ascension is, O clap your hands, from Psalm 47. O clap your hands, all you peoples, shout unto God with a voice of triumph. And it talks about God has gone up with a shout, the Lord with the sound of the trumpet. And the choir will be singing those words with this very jubilant setting by the 20th century composer Ralph Vaughan Williams. And he seems to pick up that heraldic motif of God, the Lord has gone up with the sound of the trumpet, having the sopranos start this off with a little bit of a fanfare figure on O clap your hands. And then the lower voices enter with this kind of a mysterious unison of, for the Lord Most High is terrible. He is a great king over all the earth. It's a pretty rollicking anthem that moves very quickly through the text, originally written for wind band. Of course, we'll be experiencing it with organ, but a very jubilant setting nonetheless. So we have a lot of really wonderful images of the ascending Christ at the end of that earthly ministry, and as we prepare for the following Sunday in the Feast of Pentecost. And of course, this Sunday is also our first Sunday of the Lakeshore Church. So you have lots of worship opportunities to choose from here at St. John's Cathedral. We hope that we can look forward to worshiping with you this weekend.